What If Naruto had the Ten Tails Part 6? Let's go. The Konoha Crush is now over. And almost everybody survived, the important people being, of course, our main characters, including Hiruzen. And now, they would have to go under a somewhat recovering period. Naruto did push himself a little bit in the fight with the Sannin Orochimaru, and Sasuke did push himself too, as well as Gaara, who almost was controlled by his tailed beast, which did take a toll on his mental strength and chakra usage. And everybody just needs to kind of relax. It was a pretty stressful day. First, the normal exams that were supposed to take place, and then the invasion of Konoha. Naruto regularly visits Sasuke in the hospital, however Sasuke is a little bit annoyed, even angry. He noticed that battle was an eye-opening experience for him. He noticed that Naruto is so much more powerful than him. He would have to do something about it. Because if they ever were to fight like this, there was no way in hell Sasuke could even stand a chance. Sasuke, yeah, he might be a strong genin, but Naruto's something else. He can compete with Sannin. Sasuke thought of a whole bunch of possibilities to get stronger. He could go to the library to train that, he could practice his Sharingan, he could practice more with Kakashi, or a different sensei, though he didn't know who yet. He could go outside of the Leaf Village to train somewhere else, or make new experiences. But something had to happen. He would have to get stronger. Not just in his fight against Naruto, but for his older brother Itachi. There was gonna be that day, someday, where he would have to avenge his family. The question is, when? But the sooner he got stronger, the sooner that day would become, as his hatred for Itachi grew stronger and stronger. So we would skip forward about a week, and whilst the Konoha Crush wasn't in the past per se, it's not the center of attention anymore. As nothing crucially bad had happened, people tried to get over it as fast as possible, and life seemed to go normal again. Until when Naruto eagerly challenged Naruto to a fight to truly see how much the power difference is between them. Naruto didn't really want to, but Sasuke basically forced them to. So, they went up to the rooftop, and Naruto stood still. Meanwhile, Sasuke was shouting at Naruto to start fighting, and actually started weaving some hand signs to make the Chidori. Naruto did not flinch, breathe, or blink. He was like a statue. But Sasuke went ahead and pushed his Chidori into Naruto's chest as he was in a moment of rage and stress. However, Naruto seemed to disappear into shadows, as that was just a clone of his, which mimicked his chakra incredibly well, so that nobody, unless they had a mastery of the Sharingan or a different dojutsu like the Byakugan, would even notice that that was a different version than the original. And Sasuke didn't have a Sharingan on, so he didn't know and didn't actually look or care about it. However, now Naruto seemed to get shouted at even more angrily by Sasuke. He got annoyed that Naruto seemed to be toying around. And now Sasuke turned on his 3-Tomoe Sharingan and ran towards Naruto, making sure that it is the real one, and started hitting him, or at least trying to. Naruto dodged each attack without even having to move much. He didn't even have to block. It was as if Naruto was playing around with a child. But Sasuke was not gonna back down. Meanwhile, Sakura is starting to cry as she's watching from the side. Then Naruto stands still, and Sasuke continues to try to hit him, but this time he blocks his punch, twists his wrist, and Sasuke is now laying on the floor. Sakura fell to her knees as she didn't expect this to happen, ever. They're supposed to be a team after all, right? Anyways, now the fight is over and Kakashi did come, but a little afterwards. Naruto ended the fight pretty peacefully, and Sasuke is now backing down somewhat, but he's even more annoyed than before. And now he's searched up by the 4 henchmen that were also fighting in Konoha Crush with Orochimaru, the Sound 4. They try to bring him to their side and try to convince him that Orochimaru can give him the power to defeat Naruto as well as his older brother Itachi and basically achieve all his goals, which is really a tempting offer. They know they have power, and when he tries to resist, they absolutely destroy him. So even they, who are just henchmen, have much more power than him, which makes him feel even more useless and a bad shinobi. But at this point, Naruto is sadly going on a mission. He kind of wanted to get his mind off stuff, as his quote-unquote fight with Sasuke also makes him think and worry a little bit about Sasuke. So he requested a mission, and Hiruzen gave him a pretty normal B-ranked mission. Meanwhile, Sasuke is now accepting the offer from the Sound 4 sent by Orochimaru, and therefore they enhance his seal. Then they walk for a little bit, and he's sealed into some sort of basket. Meanwhile, they now encounter 3 shinobi from Konoha, but destroy them, as they're nothing too crazy, they're just Chunin. As mentioned, meanwhile Naruto is on a mission, or at least now heading towards a mission, and since he is so fast, he is now actually almost there, but the mission might take a little bit. So now Sasuke and Naruto are unknowingly going opposite directions, Sasuke falling to the dark side, Naruto continuing his missions and duties as a proud and strong shinobi under the rule of the Leaf Village. Sakura now searches for her Sasuke, but can't seem to find him in any of the places that she expects him to be. At first, she thinks that he's just a little mad and needs to cool down, but after another 10 minutes, she asks Kakashi as she sees him on the street. However, he can't sense Sasuke's chakra signature at all, and then goes to find him personally, but can't seem to either, even though he's much faster than any Genin could and should be. Now this makes him a little bit worried, as they report that to Hiruzen, who can't quite figure out what's going on. But then when looking further into that, they feel 4 chakra signatures in the forest nearby, and at the same time they get a report that 3 of their Chunin who were coming back from a mission right outside their village gates in the forest have been knocked down, and 1 even hurt. Hiruzen, Kakashi, and Sakura immediately rush to that place, and the Chunin tell them what happened. Now, Hiruzen makes a team of shinobi. This consists of course, Kakashi as the captain, but also Sakura, Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, and Neji, as all of the 5 Genin don't really have anything to do at the moment, and well, the village doesn't want to put out any Chunin or Jonin for retrieving a Genin, even if he is the last Uchiha, which makes Hiruzen think a little bit. But for now, those 6 shinobi will be sent out. The 5 Genin, with Kakashi as their leader. Should be okay. Kakashi is a very strong Jonin. They go and follow Sasuke's quote-unquote kidnappers until they meet. One of the kidnappers stays behind and starts fighting Kakashi, as Kakashi tells his student and the other Genin to go on and fight to get Sasuke back. They do, and then one by one, the Genin are kind of cut out, but one of the Sound 4 needs to also stay behind to fight the Genin. Until then, Kimimaru, another of Orochimaru's servant who was first supposed to be Orochimaru's new vessel after he became old, well, he came back and he took Sasuke's barrel, as now there was two genin left, Sakura and Shikamaru, who weren't cut out and had to stay back because of one of the Sound 4. They follow Kimimaru and a battle starts. However, they're completely outmatched, and at that moment, another fighter comes. His name is Rock Lee, teammate of Neji Hyuga, a very powerful taijutsu fighter. And at this same time, Gaara and his siblings arrive to also help to get back Sasuke, as they feel like they owe Naruto for being so kind to them and helping them and being forgiving. Now Sasuke is one of Naruto's close friends, so they're kind of this friend of a friend thing, if you know what I mean. Anyways, the Konoha 12, or well, the ones that are there, are helped out massively by 4 new shinobi coming, 3 Sand and 1 other one being Rock Lee, and they start dealing with Sound 4 and Kimimaru. However, now at the same time, whilst Rock Lee is fighting Kimimaru, and afterwards Gaara came to assist him, Sasuke had now finished his transformation and is unsealed from his barrel. He stands up from his slumber and seems completely different. His aura changed. He's not smiling, he's not frowning. He looks emotionless, like a puppet. But for some reason, he knows the way to Orochimaru's hideout, so he doesn't have to wait for Kimimaru. He immediately starts going towards Orochimaru, though he's not going fast at the moment, since he still is sleepy and doesn't feel like he's in a rush. At the same time, now Kakashi is finished with his opponent and is trying to catch up and help the other Konoha 12 on their way to finish their opponent. Now, the Sound 4 have all been dealt with, and everybody arrives at the site of Gaara and Rock Lee just now finishing Kimimaru. However, Sasuke seems to be long gone, and went towards the north. At the same time, they see one yellow lightning flash next to them, as all they see is a silhouette in front of them. And Kakashi seems to get flashbacks of his sensei, Minato Namikaze, who used the same technique and actually made the technique that Naruto is currently using. Well, he more developed the technique that Toriyama used, but anyways, he made the technique that Naruto is using currently, the Flying Thunder God technique. And Naruto just has that look to him, but he's serious now. He doesn't want to lose Sasuke. He doesn't want to lose a friend, a comrade, a teammate, a fellow shinobi. Naruto immediately goes towards Sasuke at supersonic speeds. Not literally, but he is going very, very fast. And normal, non-trained shinobi, so villagers, couldn't even see him at this point. He's that fast. And he, in a few seconds, catches up to Sasuke, grabs him by the shoulder, and tells him to come back. Sasuke snaps back to his senses as he starts giving a speech about how he needs to become stronger and be not Naruto, not the Leaf, but his older brother, and avenge his clan, his honor, his family. Naruto tries to bring him to stay in the Leaf Village, and that he can help him train and even help him defeat his older brother, but Sasuke doesn't seem to listen. He doesn't want to listen. He just wants power, and he wants it fast, the way that he was promised, and he doesn't want to feel that curse mark pain anymore. So that would diminish that too. It seemed like the best thing, as he didn't feel like he owed anything towards Konoha, so he didn't sacrifice that much by leaving the village. However, in the midst of their discussion, Orochimaru appears in between them, or rather, a little bit beside them. He greets Naruto as if he was an old friend, a fighter, a rival, a comrade. But Naruto is not pleased at the sight of Orochimaru. He's not happy that Orochimaru tried to kill his grandfather figure and tried to delete the village he loved so much off the face of the planet. Naruto immediately starts activating his Ten Tails power once again and starts heading towards Orochimaru for a fight. Meanwhile, Sasuke starts heading towards the hideout again without saying anything or giving any signs. But Orochimaru was expecting this and does actually start fighting Naruto just to buy some time. He was afraid that if Naruto stayed any longer, he could convince Sasuke to stay and even bring him back by force, if he was willing to, of course, because he definitely could if he wanted to. They start fighting, but Naruto is being serious. He activates 5 Tails, more than he ever did in the Konoha Crush. 5 Tails is actually pushing his power quite a bit, but he can manage if it's less than 5 minutes. 5 Tails gives him an insane power up, and now he's comparable to the might of a Hokage in his prime. Perhaps not complete prime, but a powerful Hokage nonetheless. Now he's stronger than Kakashi or any Jonin, and stronger than Orochimaru or Hiruzen are at this point in time. Right now, some would even call him the strongest on planet Earth, though that's not quite true. So Naruto defeats Orochimaru, but as soon as he wants to put cuffs on him or somehow restrict Orochimaru, Orochimaru seems to be replaced with a law. And as soon as Naruto spots the real Orochimaru once again, he disappears into a tree trunk, then can be seen beside the tree, but then he disappears completely into the earth once more. Naruto is annoyed, but he keeps 3 of his tails as he does have to power down to save some of his energy in case he needs it later, and then goes towards Sasuke once more. He follows Sasuke's footsteps, his chakra signature, until the Valley of the End, on the head of Madara, Uchiha Madara, arguably one of the most powerful shinobi in history, rivaling the speed, power, and might of the first Hokage, founder of the Leaf Village, and tamer of the 9-tailed beasts. Naruto is standing on a statue of Madara and seems to now be facing off Naruto, who is standing on the head of Hashirama, Madara's counterpart, rival, and former friend. Their situation can almost be compared, but when they're about to fight and start duking it out, battling to see who truly wins, as Sasuke now has more power from the curse mark and he thinks he has a chance, though Orochimaru reappears beside Sasuke, grabs him by the shoulder forcibly. Sasuke looks confused, but then is dragged down to the earth without a choice. And with that, Sasuke was not seen again, as his chakra signature as well as Orochimaru's seemed to completely fade and disappear. Naruto lost him, lost Sasuke, lost Orochimaru. They were gone. At this point, Kakashi, who is following close by, finally caught up to Naruto, as he was nowhere near Naruto's speed, but it was already too late. They both came back to the Genin in sadness and despair in their eyes. But that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you know to make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!